Alright, welcome back everybody to the Bladesong Dynasty. This is the final episode of this dynasty. This is an RP campaign, a long recurring dynasty that we've been playing for, I would say, almost 4 months now. And it focuses on role-playing and on world building, on lore writing that we do both here in chat and mostly on our Discord. You can find the link in chat right now. Thank you, Kane. So click that, join us on Discord, and that's super active. We run one of these campaigns for 3-4 months, pretty much constantly. So we're gonna be finishing these tonight, and then in a couple of weeks we're gonna do a wrap-up stream where we look back at the whole dynasty and discuss how it ended and everything. We're gonna do a monarch tier list of all the monarchs in the dynasty. And then after that, after another couple of weeks, we're going to start a new dynasty that we're going to be playing for the rest of the year. So if you are just joining us tonight and you enjoy role-playing, lore writing, world building, this is a perfect time to join in, actually. Because you're going to be getting a taste of what a role-playing dynasty is with tonight's episode. And then in a few weeks, you're going to get an opportunity to join the new dynasty right from the get-go. Which is the best way to do it. So this dynasty in particular has revolved around the importance of the personal deeds of the nobles and sometimes of the royals, of the monarchs, and how carving a name for yourself and getting songs written about you that would outlive you, outlast you, was one of the main things, one of the main aims and goals of the nobilities and the monarchies' lives. And, you know, the last couple monarchs have been really good at that. They've been really good at that. Xacintha III has organized the largest tournament in history. Xacintha IV has reclaimed some lands that had previously been lost in a war against Ashmead. Honest Swede in Noble's Lore, in the channel Noble's Lore, actually drew a really neat map of military maneuvers in the Reconquista. So, you know, these last couple of reigns have been pretty eventful, and you can rest assured that Queen Xacintha V probably, you know, taken stock of that and drawn some inspiration from all that. This reign, this kingdom has also been, you know, characterized by the three different regional competitions: arena fighting, jousting, and dueling, for which I wrote some RP rules, actual role-playing game rules that you can find on the Discord, and that people have used to basically stab each other to death for a few months, which has been great to watch. And I plan to do something similar in the future with, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it for the next dynasty because of, you know, real-life quote-unquote commitments, but for the future dynasties, I definitely intend to keep adding a little bit of, you know, mechanics here and there to make it a much fuller experience. So yeah, glory has been one of the main themes, one of my main underlying themes of the dynasty, and what it means and how it's achieved. And the answer is, who knows, right? A lot of people have had, many people have had many different definitions of glory. So that's also going to be interesting to see how it plays out tonight. But now that I've given you this introduction, I have a little summary for you to let you know what happened last time in the Bladesong Dynasty. In the reign of Queen Xacintha IV, the Reclaimer, who reigned from the year 1123 to 1140. Ashmead had never signed a peace treaty. The rout of Gloria the Sly led to 100 years of skirmishes across the new border, while redress was deferred, up to the rule of Xacintha III the Boastful, so famed for its grand tournaments. But Xacintha IV would not be like her callous, legacy-obsessed mother. This queen was proud of fighting for her values, improper as they may be, and always eager to test her mettle, and she had decided to take on the Empire. Across the whole realm, schemers waited for the reckless young queen to destabilize the kingdom so they could pounce. But Xacintha wisely focused on the region's well-being. She helped rebuild the coast after a storm, bargained with Gordius to rid the march of the Stone Maiden, helped the Grandees obtain an oracular bronze head. Her sympathy for commoners was personal. It was after meeting wounded soldiers back from the front that she had sworn to defeat Ashmead. Before her mother died, she had fought alongside them, not merely as a commander, but as a fellow warrior. Unlike any of her ancestors, her hands were scarred and dirty, like peasants. But pure was her heart. Xacintha had her people trusted each other for help. The queen fought noble abuses of power, and Commoner Wiseman taught her to tame her secret werebore curse. To striking marchers, she promised, all would be better after their kin were freed of Ashmead's yoke. They believed her, as she believed herself. And so, plotters were doomed to fail, for everyone else loved the queen. The kingdom's swords stood sharp and united for war. The armies strong enough to make the Fiendfolk and even Ashmead itself back down from angering the queen flooded across the border, Xacintha at their lead. And the stolen lands were taken back. Of course, the kingdom weathered years of counterattacks, but the march remained whole. And Xacintha IV, the Reclaimer, entered history. Please give a big round of applause to That Which Lurks for providing this goddamn awesome summary. As always, thank you so much, Lurks, for helping us get back into the mood. Thank you so much. They're getting so good at this. I've missed all of chat so far, so if there was anything addressed to me, feel free to repeat it. Thank you so much, Lurks. Truly. With that out of the way, I would say we can begin with the reign of Queen Xacintha V, aka Xacintha. And let's start. What better place to start than the coronation? Your Majesty, it was an honor to serve your mother, but now it's your time to wear the crown. As is traditional, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Let's get this over with. Let's call the nobles in. Xacintha, yeah, exactly. Because it's Xacintha V, right? Which animal she bore? Honey badger. So what can we do here? I don't think we want to wait to throw all that money away. No, I don't think we want to throw that money away. Yeah, I think that she has other things in mind. I'm going to veto off the invitation of foreign dignitaries. She wants to show off a different way. That's all I'm gonna say. And things where we started in the river. If we get a river, it's gonna be good, you know? It's gonna be one of the few rivers we've had in this dynasty. The least played song novel of all, yeah. That's not how she would frame it, though. Those shorthand for... That's not how she wants to show off. Oh, if you want to throw a lavish parade, she's gonna be more than happy to do it. It looks like it's gonna be river. In the end, we get rivers. Wow. In the end, we get the river. Interesting. 18.18% river rate. Wow. It looks like it's gonna be river. Let's go. Yeah, 3 rivers out of 12 rains. This should be 13th, I think. No, or is it 12? I don't know. Oh yeah, no, it's 12. 25%, yeah. Alright, let's go. I see only a few patricians, so patricians wake up. Our second lowest is Bearclaw with 58%. Jesus. Improbable Kate, hello. And I saw Marley, I think, earlier too. Hello, Marley. Hope you're doing well. It is decided. The queen will be thrown in the river. What kind of coronation is that? A very traditional ceremony dating back to Queen Alma the Wise. It's meant to represent you being reborn as a true queen. The nobles pick you up and carry you out to the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow water with a cheer. When you climb back up the banks, soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination, or are some of the nobles stifling giggles? They probably are. Marley, good morning to you. Council introduction. I'm so curious to see who they will send. Oswin, still here. Patricians, who are you sending? Sparse corruption. Isn't this ominous? Okay. Up to see your kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign? Me too. That's true, Morgrim, yeah. Think said something about thematic here, that the kingdom is returned to tradition after a long time not doing it, but we probably have to see more rain to figure out what. Agree. Who are the last nobles? What do you mean? Hello, Sparse Corruption. Grandies. Dragon Pete, hello. Yeah, not as wealthy as me, though. You're right. Sparse Corruption, the richest freaking noble in the kingdom. Dragon Pete. May the ninth god bless your reign, your highness. I trust you will conduct yourself with honor and faith. Of course I will. Without a doubt. And then, oh, for the intro, yeah. And then we have the barons. Kane. Look at that. Is this another battle? Is this another battle? Batel Kane? Is that the name? I don't remember what the name of this one. I think it's Batel. Like, you know, a repeat. Oh, Baton. This is the same. Oh, right. Wow, Baton. The years have not been kind on you. Baton. Oh my god. Hail and unmet your majesty. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape, huh? We will try, my dear Baton Holdfast. We will try. Good stuff. He looks beaten down. Oh yeah. Yeah, Sparse Corruption has the chance to do the finest thing today. Funding a 33k building or something. Alright. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as the nobles argue. Is this what your mother fought so hard for? Yeah, this is a decent relative, by the way, you're right. Path to victory. Let's find out who Queen Xacintha V is. Your Majesty, you have some big boots to fill, and with your mother out of the picture, the nobles will be looking for any opportunity to replace you. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? So, Queen Xacintha V. Who is she? No worries, Turcado, no worries. Been living in a ruined castle on haunted land while flat broke and spending most of my time hunting in the woods for the past several decades. Which is why I haven't been present in council for a time, Your Majesty. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But, you know, it shows. It shows. But I'm glad to see you're still with us. Your mother kind of redeemed the kingdom of a century-long shame. How are you going to outdo that? Let me show you that. Lemon Square, hello and welcome back. And thank you for joining. Let me show you. Where are you? There you are. Richest of the Grandies. Oh, look at you being a little bit older. I like it. Ryana! Hello! Hello and welcome, Ryana. I don't know that you joined. Let me see. You did not join. You have to do just exclamation mark join, otherwise you're not going to be in. I'm glad you're hyped. I am too. Warzy, hello. Continuing invasion at Ashmead would be only affecting the short term. At least the golems are involved. I'm doing absolutely great. Yeah, thank you, London Square. I'm so ready. I'm so fucking ready. So, Queen Xacintha V. You may see from the title that her words... Okay, now you're in. That her words are... Dueling Death herself. This is not an official motto. This is not an official motto for Queen Xacintha V. This is something that she allegedly said. And then it started to spread as a rumor, and it just stuck. And people started using it, and then at some point she just unofficially adopted it, you know? Yeah, there are different versions of what the conversation was about. some people say that, you know, some people say that she said it while she was fighting on the Ash Medium front, saying that she will fight, she would duel Death herself. You know, yeah, she would beat Ashmead and reclaim the lost lands, even if it meant dueling Death herself. Some other people say that she said that she would achieve glory greater than any other monarch, even if that meant dueling Death herself, you know? That some people take it literally, that she actually wants to duel Death and become immortal. You know, so that's the kind of stories that go around Xacintha the Fifth. Welcome back, Indomitable Fool. Happy to see you. Yeah, that's the sort of model that that Oswin the Chancellor would absolutely refuse to allow as an official model. Yeah. Yeah. Is the herself the queen or Death? It would be Death. I personally think she was talking about medical services, paying Death itself away from a wounded, prying Death itself away from a wounded soldier. Yeah, see, like different interpretations, right? Xacintha is a metaphor for a horse. Yeah. I think I see where these might go. I don't know. I don't know that you do. Yeah, the horse is absolutely a metaphor for a horse. Stop it, y'all. Yeah, I heard that poor Xacintha V was ill and had almost no chance of recovery. However, against all odds, she survived and became the queen. You know, some say that she had to duel Death in order to get out of that malady, and that she beat Death at a dueling competition, and that Death granted her another chance. So what else do we know? We know that what do we know? We know that she's been acting very reckless in her younger years, you know? On the front, she was always one step ahead of her mother, even when it was unwise to do so in battle. You know, she never stepped down from a challenge. She always took on challenges that were unnecessary and maybe issued just in jest. She never took them in jest. She always took them seriously and probably killed a couple people because of that. You know? Maybe some noble jested about something, she took it seriously, she challenged their honor, and, you know, that it was drawn to a duel to the death. She's a very serious person in that regard. She takes her honor super seriously. And yeah, probably issuing challenges herself at the slightest slight. Three favorite things, that's a good one. Bad at detecting humor, yeah. Yeah. Alright. Death favorite chess, yeah. So, she is determined, once she takes the crown, she makes it very clear that she is determined to carve a place in history for herself, but most importantly, for the kingdom. Reclaiming what was lost, that was due. That is nothing extraordinary. Alexa, hello. Happy to see you. That was nothing out of the ordinary. We will break the empire. That's what we will do. That's what we will do. She is determined to take back what's never been ours. It's not necessarily going to be a forever war. It's going to be a conquest war, a war of conquest. And if we can do it, oh boy, the kingdom is going to be an ascendant power. And we are going to do it at all costs. At all costs. Now that you know who the queen is and what her objectives are, it's time for you to scheme, my dear nobles, if you want to do that. Carla of the Rihanna bloodline, powerful marcher general, stands before blazing hearth, yelling at full volume. Ah, okay. When have the barons of the march backed down from a fight? Never! I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful queen, on the throne. I think becoming empress. Let's not go that fast. Yeah, yelling at full volume seems very appropriate. Barons of the march. What do you want to do here? Do you want to try to find a doppelganger, trying to lower your own defiance? Do you want to modernize the army, trying to lower other regions' military? Or do you want to accumulate gunpowder, trying to lower the queen's authority? Huh. Barons of the March, it is your time to vote here. Do you want to hinder the queen's plan? Do you want to follow General Carla, who's probably saying that this is madness, that this cannot go on? What do you want to do? It's 3 to 4. This is very close. If there are barons who have not voted, this is the time to vote. I'm gonna do a quick roll call for all of these. Yeah, use the word to stop a war. Typical baron. Simple Coffee, Komori Kitsune, BB Fire, Bomb Viewer, Warzy, T Alice, Pufferfish, Kubag, Partisan, Rihanna, Kitty Cathy, and Battle of Kane. If you have not voted, vote now. I need to cough. If we're gonna win, we win with fireworks. Good choice. I'm gonna count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Gunpowder it is. The Republic of Kurth is this substance called gunpowder. With enough of that, the barons could take over the kingdom. Of course, a sensible queen would never allow one region to hoard such a thing. To do so secretly, the baron must ensure their trading partners don't fear the queen's wrath. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower authority to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Grandies of the South, this is Sophia, of the Mystery Dragon lineage, an infamous southern mischief maker who stands bathed in sunshine, ranting in a fury. Wait, she said what? Alright, Sophia of the Mystery Dragon lineage. Another de Mistera. It's really cool. A false pretender occupies the throne on my claim is ignored. Grandies of the South, this is a stain on our honor. We must not allow it to go unanswered. Grandies of the South, what do you want to do here? To try to overthrow Queen Xacintha V? Do you want to use sorcery and ask for the help of a wizard trying to raise authority? Do you want to use subterfuge trying to lower stability? Or do you want to intimidate the queen, as if that was easy, trying to raise stability? Huh? Vote A and call up Arthur. So what do you want to do here, Grandies? Looks like it's intimidation, but it's 3 to 4, 3 to 5. I'm gonna do a roll call here too. Oh, looks like it's gonna be C. Lemon Square, Dragon Pit, Skeletor, Recondition, hello, I hadn't seen you. Vaspier, Marley, Honest Sweet, Improvocate, Maito, Katori, Mystery Dragon, Lelkatlan, and Inevitable Fool. 3 to 7, 3, 6, 9, 12, 7 to 4. Yeah, we have majority. Let's go. Wow, every Grandie voted. That's impressive. Swede and Marley voting for Sorcery? Huh. That's interesting that you want to ask for the help of a wizard. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna have to miss the rest of this. I do have an exam tomorrow. Hope everything goes well. Astral, thank you so much for being here. Best of luck with the exam. And I'll catch you next time. Let us know how it goes. Take care. The Grandies plan to hold the Queen hostage in her own palace. First, they must lull the Spy Master into a false sense of security to advance their scheme. The Grandies must raise stability to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Have a good night, Astral. I just wanted to counter intimidation. Ah, I see, okay. Oh. Interesting, Amy. Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's true, Maito. So let's go. Patrician Clayman, is he gonna be angry? Alex of the Nellium Lefil family, powerful Navy Admiral, scribbles with a well-used quill and hardwood desk, muttering frustration. Oh my god! All 3 of them are some degree of angry, and 2 of them are part of the military. This is so fucking perfect. So there is a fringe of the military who is strongly against this plan, and they're very vocal about it. This is really cool. Alex Amangi. But this is really cool, right? The 2 out of 3 are part of the military. One is a general, the other is a Navy Admiral. I think this tells a lot. Exactly, the military is concerned about continued war against Ashmid. Yeah, I agree. Like, this is the more conservative side of the military who is definitely concerned that this war is not going to be good. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Queen Xacintha V. Something must be done. Yeah, we're missing the airport. Yeah. Alright, patricians of the coast, what do you want to do here to overthrow Queen Xacintha V? Do you want to start an uprising trying to raise the treasury? Do you want to start a conspiracy trying to lower the treasury? Or do you want to spread corruption trying to lower authority? What do you want to do? Xacintha V made some enemies at the front, just a little bit? I think so, yeah. I think so, yeah. Yeah. We don't need that. No, we don't need that, Maito. Not corruption. Looks like it's gotta be corruption. Why not corruption? We'll get in here first so they too can be angry. What did you hope for, Morgrim? So, patricians, I'm gonna give you one last roll call here. We have Sparse Corruption, of course, voting for corruption, Morgrim, Nellium Lefil, Astral, That Which Lurks, Steel, Alexa, Philadius, Ephra, and I am running out of names. Vote if you haven't. Alright, yeah, this is a lot of corruption. Alright, 3 to 5, counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Let's go. The patricians plan to turn the throne into a commodity that can be bought and sold at will. First, they must ensure that the rule of law is crumbling. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower authority to 4 or less in 3 seasons. Yeah, no peasant uprising, thank God. That could have been a good one too, right, with the war. And we have a treacherous half-sister, an embittered step-aunt, and a false pretender. A half-sister? Holy crap! A half-sister. Oh yeah, the front lines are definitely against this, as, you know, yeah. Patron saint of corruption. Half-sister, yeah. Alright. Daughter of Princess Sindona. Yeah, why not? You figure it out. I learned it in a train. So, what do we do here? We do stop the count. We stop the count. Yeah, Xacintha V is all about action. It's all about getting things done, and quickly. I love the vibe of the people who actually did the war do not want more war, except for Xacintha V. And yet orders from the top, right? Like, Xacintha V did the war. She was in the front lines with her mother, and still she wants more. Why are we stopping the counts? Yeah, because we're stopping them successfully, that's why. So what do we have here? Another jousting tournament and a mysterious ship. Let's start with the jousting tournament, of course. Your Majesty, the Barons of the Marsh have invited you to a jousting tournament. How delightfully rustic. It might be competing. It might be competing, you know? Are we frogging? If we are frogging, this is on Twitch side. Are we good? Still frogging? I think we're good? Okay. Okay. We're good. Refresh if lagging behind. Okay. Sirius, hello and welcome back. How you doing? I agree, Kane. That's my main consideration. I think she would compete herself. Superb, Your Majesty. I will send your acceptance directly. Yeah. Oh yeah, Torquato has seen things for sure. Let's do mysterious ship. Doing okay. Okay is, you know, better than most other things. Your Highness, a shipwreck has appeared on the edge of my estate. Improbable Kate, hello? And it's not even from the south. Its name is the Petronella, and it bears a coastal flag. Philadius! That vessel went missing a few months back. We feared she was lost at sea. Well, she's been found on land, right on top of my favorite picnic spot. My peasants discovered only one survivor on board, a coastal sailor. Claims to remember nothing of what happened. Ugh, my head's killing me. Has been ever since I woke up. So what happened to you? I swear I didn't do anything. Last I remember we were sailing along coastal waters. Then nothing. This poor soul needs looking after. We must care for him in one of our monasteries. No, we must interrogate him further. I must know why this ship is on my land. Okay. I think convalescing in peace could be a good choice here, right? This actually sounds like a very minor thing, you know? I think we're gonna stop the count on this one, so... yeah, I'm gonna be stopping the count, which means that you only have 15 seconds to vote, and then the vote will automatically close. So you only have 15 seconds to vote. To account for, the way we do this, to account for stream lag from stream delay, I count down from 10, and then I start the vote at 0. Alright? And then, so that you can start voting a little bit earlier, if you know that you have a lot of lag. Alright? Yeah. let me write down 5 seconds left in chat so I can type it. Yeah, you're gonna have 15 seconds, alright? I'm gonna count down from vote starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. The queen says 3, that we should send the sailor to a monastery. 1, 0. Vote has started. Vote has started. Vote now. Vote now, vote now, vote now, vote now, vote now, vote now. 5 seconds left now. Vote, 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 vote. Oh my god, it's so close. 9 to 10. 9 to 10. That was incredibly close. Pay a scholar to help him recover his memory. A scholar from Quail University quickly arrives. She checks the sailor's throat, pokes him across his head with calipers, and makes him inhale a foul-smelling vapor. This is the most serious case of memory loss I've seen in a long time. Technically, this man should be a gibbering mess on the floor. Hey, I'm right here. Your Majesty, I need more time to handle this. Okay. You do your thing. Alright. Let's now select the honor guard. As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards. The patricians with champion gladiators from the arena, the grandees with fierce battle lance from the history of steel, and the barons with offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. So... you know, I don't think it should be veterans. I don't think it should be veterans, because she knows that some veterans probably don't want to go back. So she doesn't want to have those kind of people around. No. So it's either going to be the battle lance or the gladiators. I think it might be the nuns. Gladiators, not really. That would be mercenaries, so... yeah, that's true, Amy. I think it would be nuns. I think the nuns make a little bit more sense here. Gladiators can be, like, lower class people, and she doesn't want to have that kind of people around. So I think it's the battle nuns, yeah. I will make the arrangements at once. The battle nuns arrive in the palace a few weeks later. They nod to you silently, their solemn steel masks betraying nothing before filing into formation behind your throne. Alright. Let's go. Auction time, everybody! We have no prison! Look at that! No prison in the auction! Is this the time? So, I'm gonna start the auction, I'm gonna read you the options, and then I'm gonna disappear for a second while I blow my nose. And then I'm gonna reappear for the last few seconds of the auction, alright? So, starting in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Boop! Exclamation mark fund followed by the letter of the building you want to fund, followed by the amount of money you want to spend. Your options are... lowering farming for the barons with a deer park by voting A. Lowering faith for the barons with an observatory by voting B. Raising farming for the grandees with an aqueduct by voting C, raising stability with the library by voting D, raising faith for the patricians with the cathedral by voting E, and lowering authority with the theater by voting F. I'm gonna quickly disappear here. Boop. Alright, I'm back. And then I'm gonna let you know when there's... oh, 10 seconds left now! 10 seconds! 5 seconds left! Do it! Oh my god, that's a big theater. That's a famous theater. That's like the Globe. Oh my god. So we got a theater and a cathedral. Sparse corruption, actually spending some money here. To build up faith on the coast. Oh my god. Interesting choice here. And then we have Steels and a bunch of other people funding a theater. on the coast. Yeah, good stuff. So is this probably like an independent theater to, like, you know, do some critique of the Queen? Definitely not mocking the Queen, right? Yeah, Faith is corrupt after all. Oh shit, we start with the fever dreams already. God damn it. Thrifty! Hello and welcome, sir. How are you doing? A 5K Cathedral Club, you're right. Hell yeah, Thrifty. Happy you made it. How you doing? No worries, Need. No worries. See you in 30 minutes. So, I think we do finding a spouse first. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I would say, give me. Is it gonna be lesbian power again? I think it might be. I don't know. Xacintha the 5th, I'm gonna go with men, actually. I don't know that I've done this in a while. Let's go with men. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. I hope you do. I hope you truly do. Then we're going to do... Let's do the tournament. Let's do the jousting tournament first. The barons have assembled upon a jousting field, watching from tall stands. The place is buzzing with excitement. A servant straps on your armor and helps you mount your horse. She hands you your lance and you ride out onto the field. T. Alice, of course! Of fucking course, it's House Seal who's organizing the tournament. It's one of the most renowned tournament organizers in the kingdom. It makes a lot of sense. Bellona Stadium, right? Of course. Oh my god, this is so cool. Welcome one and all. We have a most thrilling guest today. As you ride your horse past the stands, nobles gasp and stare. We're going to glare at the crowd. The barons gasp, but then applaud wildly. When the jousting starts, you quickly realize your opponents swerve each time they approach. They don't want to hurt a queen. Puts a dent in the challenge, really. Brazen match, isn't it? You're beating everyone soundly. We draw the line at heterosexuality. I knew you would, yeah. I don't think she would disguise herself. And jousting, is this normal? What do you mean? Make the most of your advantage. Would she do that, or would she withdraw and watch? It's Blake indeed. Is it normally a jousting tournament? For the March? Yes. Yeah. I think she would make the most of her advantage, yeah. Oh, no, she would never disguise herself. She wants the glory for herself. Yeah, let's do that. Hell yeah, your opponents do not dare touch you. One deliberately falls off his own horse rather than risk regicide. But by the end, the audience is in a good humor, laughing at your opponents and cheering for you. At the end of the tournament, Baron Tialis cheerfully hands you a bag of gold as your prize. Thank you. I'll take one of the horses too. Or whatever. Because I know you like to put, you know, additional prizes in your tournaments. So I'll take that too. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, kinda. Yeah. That's probably been it. Like, you know, she probably unhorsed. I think she's the kind of person who she saw that people were you know, going easy on her, and she just started fucking unhorsing them wildly. brutally. Oh, you're not gonna fight? Okay, I'm gonna show you. So there's probably been a couple unhorsing of people who got severely injured because they weren't competing for real. Tori! Let's see what happens when we return back from the tournament. Ever since you were a child, you've had strange urges. Whenever you ask your mother about them, she brushed it off, but now things have taken a turn for the worse. And you know what? I think that this is correct. I think that Xacintha IV didn't actually want to hide this from her, but rather, it's something that she always deferred, right? She always thought, once we get some time, some quiet time in the capital after the war, I'm gonna tell her. But that quiet time in the capital never came, because the war lasted for the whole of her reign, right? So she never actually got the opportunity to tell her about this. And maybe even, you know, on her deathbed, I can imagine her saying something like, I don't know, beware the beast, you know, or like the beast. Something very ominous. Oh, oh no, you know what it was? You know what it was? It was kill the beast. And she mistook it for Ashmead. Oh, this is so good. Yes. So her mother on her deathbed, her last words to Xacintha V were kill the beast. And she was referring to her inner beast, but Xacintha V thought that she meant Ashmead. Exactly, Kane. That's also connected, right? Yeah, I am taking this seriously, yeah. Yeah, and her predatory urges are also part of why she wants to go back to war, right? Howie Down, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining. How are you doing? You are a Baron. What up? Yeah, it would be kill the beast within, exactly. But she thought she referred to Ashmead. What's happened so far? This is like... yeah, biggest game I've been in ever. Welcome in. You mean what happened in the previous 11 episodes? Yeah, if anybody wants to give a quick rundown to Howie, that would be most welcome. It fits oddly well, right? Yeah. Alright, let's continue. So far in this game, okay. Not much. I've introduced the queen. I've told you about her and what she thinks and who she is and what she wants. And we've had a just... Trumpets. We've had a Justin tournament. And what else? Not much else. Not much else. We've had a shipwreck, and this is it. Fever Dreams now. Yeah, that was Clara. So, you've always had a love of rich meat. Not unusual for a royal, but now your hunger is insatiable. Your dreams have become vivid and disturbing. Screams echo through the woods as your jaws bite beast and human alike. The council has noticed your lack of sleep. Your mother never prepared you for this. Something must be done. So the ambition of the queen is to conquer some Ashmeadian land, and the barons want to gather gunpowder. But keep in mind, Howie, that this is a role-playing dynasty, an RP dynasty. So we're not really playing to win here, but we're playing to role-play. We encourage everybody who joins to RP to imagine a character and to play as like their character would want to, you know? Yeah. So don't expect people to play to win necessarily, just to make decisions, but rather to make decisions based on their characters and their role-playing. Yeah, this is a long recurrent dynasty that we play for 3-4 months at a time. And yeah, we do a lot of world-building, lore-writing, role-playing on the Discord server. Yeah, no worries. Like, if you don't want to do it, play as you wish, of course. It's not binding, but just letting you know what the context is. Can we get the link to the background info in chat, please, so that Howie and others can take a look at that? So what would Xacintha V do about this? I don't think she would ignore it. There you go. Thank you, Vesper. So if you look at that link, Howie and anyone else who wants to take a look at that, that has the background, the essential background info for this dynasty. And that's all stuff I wrote at the start of the dynasty, and we've been riffing off that. Would she ignore it? I think that at this point she probably wouldn't. Yeah, especially given the fact that the council has noticed. Of course, you're welcome. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions you may have, alright? Would she go hunting? Let me think what she would do. This is a very decisive moment for her, actually. This is very character building, you know? So her mother has never thought about this. She's brushed it off. She's always had these urges, and now recently the urges have become stronger. To the point that she's having a hard time sleeping, and the council has noticed. Oh, that's the neighbors, okay. It was a sudden noise, I was like, what the hell is going on? Oh my god, sweet. I think she wouldn't go for a wood switch. That sounds... jumping to conclusions, you know? There's a logic leap here. I don't think she would ignore it, because if it's causing her trouble with the council, that's, you know... I think it would either be hunting to satiate her urges or finding a local physician, and I think she would be more concerned with what the council thinks. Yeah. You sent for a university-trained physician who goes through the usual remedies. She's helpful and kind, but nothing works. She refers you to a controversial professor at the university who specializes in the study of dreams and something he calls the apiary. He will speak with you soon. How do you host these regional competitions I read off? On the Discord, yeah. Yeah, on the Discord, they're all over the place. If you head over to a Dynasty Roleplay, you're gonna see what I mean. People have been organizing tournaments, beautiful tournaments, during the whole Dynasty, and they've been breathtaking. Amidst dark and foreboding forest, a small squat castle stands watch over the Marcher border. There at the end of the kingdom, a plot is hatching. Look here, our first shipment from Kurth. Warzy. And Partisan, incredible, may I see inside? Careful with the torch, you fool, you'll blow us to smithereens. So this is the fabled black powder. Incredibly powerful, but we'll need much, much more to put you on the throne. For the next stage of their Baron scheme, they must raise their trade to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Well, let's consider that done. I think that there's no reason to do anything but common tax here, so we're gonna do that. Experimental research? What? Let's go with Life of a Champion first. I like the sound of that. I regret to inform you that I have just in news from the March, Your Majesty. Do they want me to come back? Not exactly, Your Majesty. The people of the March were very inspired by your performance, and the barons have petitioned for Justin School to be set up in your name. Hell fucking yes! Y'all, you know what to do here. Oh my god, this is so perfect. Yeah, right, this is so good. This is perfect. This is absolute perfect Bladesong. Let's go. This is absolute perfect Bladesong. Next to the Bologna Stadium, why the hell not? Oh my god, yes. This is so perfect. We have Bologna Stadium, and next to it, the Xacintha jousting school. This is perfect Bladesong. Oh my god. All right. We're gonna be funding the jousting school, of course. Xacintha school for wayward jousters. I actually don't think I've ever seen this. Cheers, Your Majesty. This won't be a wasted investment, I promise you. Wait and see. The school is a resounding success and jousting fever sweeps the march. Visitors flock to learn and spectate, and the economy booms. The march is doing fantastic. Oh my god. The Bologna Culinary School. Amy, no! Amy, no! So, oh, there's ads going on? Okay, let me wait. Let me blow my nose again, because it's bothering me. Give me a second. Alright, welcome back. There's a few seconds of ads. Alright. Ads should be over. Let's continue. Experimental research. Welcome back, welcome back. Your Majesty, I'm pleased to say that my research on that amnesiac sailor has borne fruit. The fellow who turned up on the southern estate? He's remembered his adventure. It only took a bit of lead tincture, some fasting, a little bloodletting to clear his head. The Petronella came into contact with the wizard. She just described torture, by the way. The Petronella came into contact with the wizard. No wonder the sailor didn't remember anything. He was addled by the wizard's powers. The ship will have magical residue clinging to it too. A most exciting phenomenon. Wait, you're saying this wreck is dangerous? Oh, immensely. Then it must be destroyed. No. It's vital that we investigate this phenomenon. We might never see its like again. You kind of got a point there. I mean... I think we should investigate. You know? Let's say we find out something magical that we can use against Ashmead. Hell yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, perhaps we can use it as a weapon against Ashmead. Oh my god. We make them forget their plans, their war plans, their, you know? Let's investigate, y'all. Let's freaking investigate this. Let's weaponize this ship. You are a bit obsessed with Ashmead? No. No, I'm not. No. Why would you say that? No. No. I'm not obsessed at all. Look at the Grandy's being split here. Maybe we can use this as a weapon against... Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes. Yeah, many nobles are equally obsessed, yes. Alright, let's go. Someone already set up an RP thread for the Justin School. I fucking love this. Tialis, I love this. Fucking awesome. Let's go. As soon as the university hears about this mysterious find, scholars scramble to join Valeria's team. Creole University pays Grandy Improbable Kate II stipend for Valeria and her students to stay on her estate while they study. You await the results. Okay. And then we have eligible options. Let's get married. Yes, I know. Let's see them. They whisk away the cloth from the first portrait. From the coast, we have Julian, the wealthy heir to noble patrician that rich lord's estate. I mean, just look at him, he's gorgeous, and apparently he's got a silver tongue too. Lurks, not a great family here. You know? Not having great traditions. One of them died recently, chained upside down, I think. No worries, Kitty, welcome back. His interests are typical of the coast. Money, 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 and making more of it. He's said to be led by his passions, living in the moment with no thought for his reputation. With no thought for his reputation? We're not doing that, no. Charts would never lie. Oh, you're right. Lurks is actually stepped into the the prestigious families here. You're right. Very recently. You're right. Oh my god, you're right. No worries, Chara. Glad to see you. From the south, Melcher, the eldest son of the indomitable Fool lineage. See that scar? He got that in a duel. He's always challenging people over some slight. Indomitable Fool, I don't think. Some of the greatest houses in the kingdom as far as spending goes. The only thing he cares for is his faith, which he places above all worldly concerns. Despite that, though, he's said to have collected scenes like a soldier collects medals. Not bad at all. And finally, we have the March's offering, Matthias, scion of the prestigious Char system bloodline. He's known for his blunt honesty, the kind of honesty that makes you enemies. I like that. I can appreciate that. Cypherius, welcome back! Glad you made it. Like how nobles who have no care for their reputation are treated like aliens being in this dynasty. Yes. Yes. Yeah, this is scenery. Ain't bad, yeah. Like most of the barons, his great passion is hunting. No beast the same from his crossbow. Oh, and he's not popular with the peasantry. Something about him sets their teeth on edge. Sounds like a laugh. So it's going to be either the Marcher one or the Southern one. Let me... So the Marcher one was... Blunt honesty, which I appreciate. And then we have hunting and unpopular with the peasantry. And then Southern is... challenging people over some slight, faith, and collecting sins. And the families were the Chara, right? Huh. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for no reason in particular. The thing is, I have not made my decision. I have not. It's either Melcher, the faithful sinner duelist, or Matthias, the honest peasant unsettling hunter. It might be Matthias. You know, like one antagonizes the church and the other one antagonizes the common folk. We don't really care for the common folk. We do care for the church, though. Let's go with Matthias. Excellent, I'll make the arrangements. Why not refuse them? No. No, that's unwise. That's unwise. We still know that our responsibility as a monarch is to, you know, do the boogie woogie. In a dingy seaside tavern, two patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Alexa, how could you? Good news, my friend. The palace officials have been accepting my bribes. They're becoming more and more open to corruption, and look who it is. We're talking about an ending to... for House Simon, right? Yeah. Yeah. This might be it. Sorry. What are you getting in return? Oh, not much. A better seat in the council chamber, access to the queen's rooms when she's out, that sort of thing. But the important thing is that the queen's staff are getting used to selling their principles to the highest bidder. So what next? Palace staff are one thing, but the true prize would be the loyalty of the chancellor and the rest of the queen's inner circle. To do that, we need to demolish their respect for the queen. If the kingdom is in chaos, they will see the queen as an incompetent fool and be much more open to our bribes. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower stability to 4 or less in 3 seasons. Yeah, I'm just listening and not denouncing these schemers. It's going to be golden choice for sure. Yeah, replacing monarch's vote. Lurks, no! So let's do the scholar returns. Valeria and her band of scholars have returned from the wreck of the Petronella, Your Majesty. I can't make head or tails of their nonsense. What's happened? There's a labyrinth within the ship. Labyrinth that goes deep into the earth or into the sky. It was very confusing. Some of my researchers were lost. Some of my researchers were lost. But no matter. We're going back to find the center. What the fuck? I think we want them to go. I think we want them to go, but it's up to you, dear nobles, how to do it. Foul magic of the highest order? Not yet. Not yet. This can be used. This can be used. We can harness this power! Yeah, foul magic of a medium order, yeah. So you say we should send guards? Who better than our guards, right? The Bladesong guards. I agree. I agree. What can some equipment do that our guards cannot? The best duelers, the best jousters, the best arena fighters. We're gonna send with them. Let's go. And it's a success, of course. Grand Imperial Kate arranges for a team of heavily armed soldiers to accompany Valier's investigators on their second attempt. As the scholars and soldiers set off, they're already chatting amiably amongst themselves. Grand Imperial Kate and the other Grandies tell anyone who will listen that the scholars will return in one piece. Okay, I'm sure that's the case. Then we have the Mad Professor and the Royal Wedding. Let's do the Mad Professor first. It's time for your meeting with Professor Arthurus, the man who will supposedly cure you of your horrid, bloody dreams. Ah, Your Majesty, you have quite the rotten pickle in your hands. Bad dreams, yeah? You could say that. You're in luck. You're speaking to the foremost unraveler of the Aperius mysteries anywhere in the kingdom. Indomitable Fool, it looks like you might have a very long delay, so I recommend refreshing when you hear this. But first, my fee. You can if the wizard is honorable. Good point. Ah, shit. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Ah, shit. What does she do here? I think she might want to try the 60%, you know? I think she'll do it. Oh my god, yes! Huh, I suppose she'll have to do. Arthurus helps you lie on his shiny operating table, then restrains you with thick leather straps. These straps can't be necessary. Arthurus merely smiles. He pricks your arm with a small needle and you fall into a blissfully dreamless sleep. Yeah, it's never gone wrong, exactly. But yeah, like she would not accept all that money for what she perceives to be, you know, like a very basic medical cure. When you awake, Arthurus is sitting in a nearby chair, nervously biting his nails. It's worse than I thought, Your Majesty. Your dreams are not mere nightmares. You carry the beast within your blood. And in that moment, I think that, you know, her blood freezes in her veins. When he speaks of the beast. Her mother's words come back to her mind. Oh, I think so, Worthy. Yeah, thank God the Honor Guard have a vow of silence. Please explain. The curse is mentioned in scattered ancient texts from the March, ones that are often called heretical and which predate even the 8 deposed gods. The curse's origin is unknowable, but the afflicted are made to roam the world as part human, part beast, a Therianthrope. So what are you going to do about it? Only someone with knowledge of ancient magic can cure this affliction. All I can offer is this puppy decoction to help keep the dreams at bay. Perhaps it will lessen the urges? I'll take it. Of course, Your Majesty. You take the potion regularly, though it tastes like honey and rubbing alcohol. Mercifully, the dreams fade, but not completely. We definitely do try to seek a wood switch for a folk remedy now. While the Spy Master keeps an ear out for rumors of magic, you begin your search in your spare time. You can only hope that you find someone before something terrible happens. Yeah, and in that moment, Xacintha V realized what her mother actually wanted her to do. But she actually has, I think she has blinders on in the sense that she won't let that stop her from her perceived goal. Yeah, it's not like this event chain has ever ended reigns before. Yeah. Alright. Your wedding to Matthias is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Matthias at your side. Do you take this man as your lawfully wedded husband? Of course I do. Then I pronounce you queen and husband. After the wedding, of course, there is a feast, and after the feast, a dance. Your new husband Matthias delivers a short but heartfelt toast expressing a wish to get to know you better. By the time you find yourself alone with Matthias, it's past midnight and you never felt more tired. I must profess I'm glad that's over. We can finally talk openly to each other now. Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm glad to hear that. It must be difficult being queen, constantly surrounded by liars, lickspittles, and flatterers. I don't know how you stand it. You get used to it. I suppose you were born into it, weren't you? You had no choice but to get used to it. After finishing the last of the wine, you head to your separate bedchambers. It seems your husband is happy to take his time getting to know you. Okay. 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 We now have the Grandies, who in the south, beneath the scorching sun, Grandies cannot with recognition strolls through his vineyard in the company of a few close friends. Our plans are going better than expected. The Spy Master thinks that all is well in the kingdom. I'm so glad it's not Dantes. Lelkatlen instead. Thanks to her lack of attention, I've amended the wording of the oaths of our soldiers swore when joining up. Now they proclaim their loyalty to the ninth god rather than the queen. It's skeletal indeed. Imagine if these had been you, Swede. Things are proceeding better than I ever imagined. Our next step is to replace the Palace Watch with our own agents. We already control the Honor Guard. If we can buy the loyalty of the Watch, we will have complete control of the palace. For the next stage of their scheme, the Grandies must lower the treasury to 1,500 or less in 2 seasons. Alright. Alright. A risky wager, back from the hunt, and something found? Oh shit. Let's do this. Your Highness, you will recall the King's consort recent visit to my lands. Marley, yeah, what about it? King Consort. Oh yes, Matthias said something about your lovely local sheets. Quite so. More importantly, your husband Matthias went on a hunt with some of my vassals and retainers. Alas, I have some bad news. I will allow this good peasant to explain. Your Majesty? Go on. It was the King Consort, my princess. She was loose in the fields that day. We had her grazing. And your husband, your highness, he shot her. Is this true, Matthias? I'm not sure, honestly. I was mightily drunk that day. Please, your Maj, Princess was worth more than my whole farm. My family might not get through the next winter without her. Rest in peace, Princess. If hasn't wanted something from Xacintha, surely nothing bad could happen here, right? Yeah, Marley. I think it's just a pig. It's just a pig. Since when did we care? Well, we don't really care. Princess probably was good bacon, yeah. I think it's going to be Marley, yeah. Marley, it's your land. Yeah, exactly. You are concerned for the townsfolk of Sabir, right? Then let's do it. What? But that's... Thank you, Your Majesty. You are most kind. Brandy Valentine sets his jaw tightly, then nods. Your husband visibly relaxes his shoulders as the judgment is rendered. There you go. It's just 300 gold. Let's see what we have found here. Valeria and her scholars have returned from the shipwreck, Your Majesty. What do they find? We unearthed the ship's log. The Petronella came into contact with a wizard living on an iceberg. And by came into contact, I mean crushed into. I know, I knew you'd do it. That's why I asked you to. This wizard was fatally injured in the collision. Perhaps in an attempt to get help, or perhaps in a final act of revenge, he boarded the ship and teleported it all the way to the south. What about the memory loss? Our wizard friend was a paranoid sort who disliked human contact. He charmed his iceberg to slip out of people's memories, perhaps causing a crash. After the wizard died, his spell must have grown out of control. The dead wizard is likely still aboard the ship. We could mount another expedition to retrieve the body. Or better yet, destroy this stupid wreck and give me my land back. Oh, Jesus, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of fucking money. Give me a second here. I trust in our soldiers to destroy it. Yeah, how often can we get a wizard's body? You're right. I mean, if the council wants to assume the cost of this, we can do it. How often does messing with wizards go well? What about dead wizards, though? I don't think we should destroy the ship. It sounds like a good opportunity. I'm going to say... Yeah, I'm going to say let's try to retrieve the wizard's body. And I'm actually going to use golden choice on it. That sounds too important to overlook, you know? I'm gonna give you some money to try to retrieve the wizard's body. That sounds like too good of an opportunity. Alright, I see you like money. I'm gonna count down from 5 here. And if you can vote A to get 500 free gold. Counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Alright. Howie, I think you voted already. The Adventurers Guild is always hungry for cash. They put together a ragtag band of their best adventurers, headed by a hard-bitten warrior named Shania. Don't worry, Your Majesty, we'll return with the wizard's body lickety-split. Wait, wasn't Shania a name that we've already seen? I don't know. Now let's get a risky wager. Sparks corruption, of course. Oh no! Oh no! Hold! Oh my God! You have an issue, Sparks corruption. You have some problems here. Hold on to your masks, hats, and other accessories, everyone. Baron Simple Coffee is about to lose a huge amount of money. We bet our life savings on a boat race around the coast, and I am sure to win the day. So sure, in fact, that I petitioned the council to officially sponsor my voyage. Sounds dangerous. That's below your August Majesty. I'm a patrician. We practically learned to sail before we can walk. Yeah, a boat racing addiction. He's talking rubbish, Your Highness. My nasty little cock will easily outstrip Sparks Corruption's old boat. If you sponsor anyone, sponsor me. I can't sponsor anyone. I cannot sponsor anyone, y'all. I know you're the one I should sponsor. No, we're not gonna sponsor the Baron. I don't think we're gonna sponsor the Baron. Oh God, this is tough. This is really tough. This is narratively... I think that narratively... we sponsor Sparks Corruption, yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we do. We definitely don't sponsor Simple Coffee. I think that she would either decline to support or support the winning party. Yeah. Oh no, we're gonna sponsor the winner here. We're going to sponsor the winner. That's the idea. But yeah, you're right. He doesn't need, like, Sparks Corruption probably doesn't need sponsoring. So yeah, we could decline to support anyone. Give me a second here. Let me grab something. Alright, looks like it's gotta be D. Fantastic. Let's go. Yeah, I don't really, you know, I don't really do that kind of mental math, Dragon Pit. What? Are you really so cheap? Excitement builds as merchants and tourists flock to the starting town. Soon, both boats embark on their journey. They look very small and flimsy against the vast ocean backdrop. Your Serene Highness, I understand you elected not to sponsor the competitors, but surely you have a sense that one will outdo the other? Would you fancy a small wager? What kind of wager are we talking about? A mere trifle for you, I'm sure, Your Serene Highness. Your wisdom is known by all, so naturally you'd have great fortune. Yeah, let's do it. Hi, Steel. Why would I bet on a draw? I think Sparks Corruption is going to win. A fascinating choice to sponsor neither but bet on the result. Perhaps it shows your true opinion, hmm? And you know what? We're gonna do 500. There you go. Because it's the ultimate gambling outcome. That's true, but... but we want to win. She wants to win. She's the kind of person who wants to win. Auction time, everybody. Auction time, you know what to do here. Let's start it in 3, 2, 1. Boop! We have a stadium. Exclamation mark fund followed by the letter of the building you want to fund, followed by the amount of money you want to spend. Your options are lowering military for the barons with a stadium by funding A, lowering authority with a theater by funding B, raising faith for the grandees with a cathedral by funding C, lowering farming for the grandees with a deer park by funding D, lowering faith for the patricians with an observatory by funding E, and lowering stability with a prison by funding F. I'm gonna let you know when there's 20 seconds left, and then 10 seconds left. So vote now. It's almost 20. 20 seconds left are now. Spend your money, spend your money. This is last episode. Don't take that money with you in the grave. 10 seconds left, and then 5 seconds left now. Vote, 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 vote. More faith. We got a cathedral and a prison. Hell yeah. We could have had a stadium. Instead, we have a prison. Alright, Sparks Corruption, 5,000 again. Building a prison, and Marley and others. Building another cathedral in the south, bringing the faith back up to 10. Good job. Good job. Huh. This is an interesting turn. Interesting turn. Gunpowder smuggling first. Your Highness, the Barons of the March are attempting to amass a store of gunpowder. You know the explosive black powder from Kurth? What can I do? The Barons have established contracts with Kurth merchants, no doubt at great expense. Without the coin to purchase more powder, however, the plot will fail. Unfortunately, the Barons' trade is booming. They are no doubt stockpiling massive amounts of gunpowder. Oh, hey, Neat! Welcome back. I hope the commute went fine. You bring the revelations with the Barons wholeheartedly denied to the council. Okay. I mean, we threatened Kurth with sanctions here, right? I would say. Yeah. I would say we just clearly select that. And I'm even gonna give you money to vote for B. Commoner Yuri. That would be the Xacintha thing to do, yeah. What the fuck, y'all? Are we really allowing the Barons to import whatever they please? It's 9 to 10. 10 to 10. This is amazingly close. I would have never suspected. 11 to 10 now. Wait, what? A Baron who voted B. Wow. I'm gonna count down from 5 here. This can still be tight and it can go either way. Counting down from 5. If you have not voted, vote now. Especially patricians. I see there's just a few patricians. 12 to 10. Let's count down from 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And 0. 13 to 10 in the end. Whew, that was close. Threaten Kurth then. Kurth doesn't respond lightly to threats of sanctions, but they're also not willing to jeopardize trade relations over some of their more enterprising merchants. The gunpowder import is slow to trickle, but it hasn't stopped. Alright, that's great. Then we have rumors of bribery. Your Majesty, I've heard some disconcerting whispers about Grandy's skeletal recognition of the South. Who hasn't? He has been discreetly offering coin to your palace watch. Just gifts, he says. Gifts of enough coin to retire with. What is he playing at? The palace watch have been grumbling about their low wages recently. If we don't give them a raise, these bribes will look very appealing. Unfortunately, we can't give them anything with the treasury as low as it is. We should bring this matter to the council, Your Majesty. By the 9th, you don't have a shred of proof but for any of these. Don't make me laugh. I trust the rest of the council will join me in scorning these lies. Well. Well. Yeah, it's Keltel is a Grandy who's killed a couple people. Oof. I would say we might go for emergency measures here. Or sack the current watch. It's up to you to decide, my dear council. Yeah. So, you vote on this. Allow me a moment. Actually, I might have to take a super quick break to use the restroom now that I think about it. Yeah, probably let's do that, right? After this, let's do these 2 events and then I'm gonna take a quick break. Yeah, exactly what Morgan said. Oh, emergency measures it is. Okay, cool. I see very few patricians have voted, so if you are a patrician and you want to vote, I'm gonna count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Boop. Woof spurt. You order the mint to produce more coins. The sudden rise in inflation causes food prices to rise enough to leave thousands starving. Most of the extra cash goes straight to the palace watch. Hopefully this will buy their loyalty. This is not gonna be good. Your marriage to Matthias has grown stale. Oh, you got along well enough? And you've made some good memories together, but there's no spark. He cares more about hunting innocent animals than your happiness, but spark or no spark, you still need an heir. Ah, we're missing an heir. I don't think we want a bastard here. I think we'll have a child together. I have the impression that might be it. But no, actually not. We're gonna get a cousin. We're gonna get a cousin here. Yep. I think she's gonna get a cousin, just like happened for her. Yep. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, Oh shit. It actually didn't stop them. Oh my god. I hadn't realized. Meanwhile, in the south, Grandy's skeletal recognition. Oh my god, is it gonna turn out that skeletal recognition is the evil mastermind of this dynasty? Grandy's skeletal recognition has invited his closest associates to his manor house for some wine and cheese and treason. The night god is with us, my friend. The palace watch are in our pocket. They took our money gladly. The kingdom can barely afford to pay them a living wage. Yeah, the real villain. Music to my ears. Soon the throne will be ours. Indeed it will, but now we must plan our next steps. Grandees of the South, how do you want to try to end this? Do you want to kill the queen and place your own claimant on the throne, trying to lower authority? Oh shit, or do you want to control the queen with the threat of assassination, trying to raise your own military? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. If the palace watch one there. Apologies, but still. Yeah, no. This is not going great. Yeah, and honor guard is done. Yeah. Well, looks like it's gotta be B. Let's go. Protect any honor. Over the next few months, we'll have our troops infiltrate the capital, disguised as beggars. They'll swap places with the palace watch, one by one. Once the queen realizes she's surrounded by our troops, it'll be too late. She'll be a helpless little fly caught in our web. Magnificent, but once we've turned the queen into our puppet, won't the patricians and barons notice? That's why we need a strong army to make them think twice about challenging us. United with the queen's forces, we'll be unstoppable. For the final stage of their scheme, the Grandees must keep their military at 10 for one full season. Now, I'm going to leave you on this screen for 2 minutes while I take a quick restroom break. And then we're gonna continue, alright? So it's gonna be a 2-minute break. I'm gonna run 90 seconds of ads just to make sure to get rid of mid-rolls for the next part of the stream, you know, because we don't want interruptions from ads. So take the opportunity to use the restroom yourself, grab a snack, grab a drink, alright? This is your opportunity for a small break. See you in 2 minutes. Alright, welcome back everybody. Welcome back everybody. This is going to be decisive. This is going to be decisive. The Grandies are one step away from a victory that would depose Queen Xacintha V and stop the war against Ashmead. We'll see how that goes. Sitting on a bench outside the sun-bleached villa, two patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. You hear that? The screams? The shouts of dismay? The crackle of the flames? No, all I hear is the sea lapping against the harbor walls. Exactly, it's terrible. The kingdom needs to be in chaos for our plans to work. The Queen's advisors are happy with their rule. We can't buy their loyalty yet, believe me, I've tried. The patricians seem to lower stability to 4 or less. Do we really need a bloody brutal forever war? It's not gonna be a forever war, I told you. It's just a war. Yeah, right, Amy? That was super interesting too. Sorry. Weird noises. Yeah, Elena is really playing well. A war chest, you say? We might do that. Oh my god, yeah. If it keeps going like that, more grim, it might be, yeah. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? Yeah, that sounds reasonable. That sounds reasonable. Howie, we usually have a channel point redeem thing. You have 300. I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense. We do the war chest. I meant 0, Howie. Sorry. Sorry, that's way more funny than it has any right to be. Kitty. Kitty, you have 1400, so 1400 gold. Yeah, there are some similarities, right, Amy? I'm glad you caught that. I had Kalingo the Fourth in my mind too. Oh, we have channel point rewards for showing your noble portrait and asking me to check your gold, because that happens. It tended to happen very often, and I didn't want to spend too much time doing it over the stream, so I set channel point redeem for that to limit it a little bit. So yeah, you can spend 1500. I think it's 1500 channel points to ask to you know, just to find out that you have 0 money. So that's true, Amy. That's true. A laughing stock? Let's start with the island. All in due time, Howie. Steel, hello, we've heard from the boating competition around the coast, Your Esteemed Highness. I have a letter from Baron Simple Coffee. Huzzah! Though we weathered the storm, we found a tiny deserted island that wasn't on our maps where we could rest and shelter. Spar's corruption wasn't so lucky. He was blown off course and I haven't seen him since, the fool. Oh no. that there might not be a last auction. I've called it Simple Coffee's land and officially claim it for the Barons. Depths below, surely this new island belongs to the coast. It's in the sea, that's what we do. It's a legitimate claim. Jealous that the Barons are better at Baron... Wait. It's a legitimate claim. Jealous that the Barons are better at Marin discovery than you patricians, huh? Your Serene Highness, surely you cannot entertain this nonsense. This could be of great strategic importance to the coast. Advanced coffee land, yeah. So... I mean, simple. Easy. We grab it. Very simple and easy. It's Xacintha's land now. Pretty simple. Sparse corruption land, yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. The Barons landed on it, the Barons own it. I don't know. Oh, Sparse owns the last island, you're right. Sparse is trying to get a little archipelago going there. Look at the Barons really voting for their own people. Oh, look at that. I mean, technically, it's rightfully the Queen's, right? Because it's part of the kingdom. It's a national island, yeah. It sounds like the nightmare version of Disneyland, you know, like sparse corruption land. All right, counting down from 5. Vote C to get some free money. Hello, Vitamin G, how you doing? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Take it for the crown lens. Depths below, this is the disgrace. Still, an outpost in the sea brings respect from neighboring nations, and transport ships can rest and repair on the island, bringing more money to the capital through the new trade route. Meanwhile, tensions rise in the capital as the nobles wait to hear what discoveries the race has in store next. Now let's do this, a laughing stock. It's kind of frightening how the Grandees cemented control of the kingdom. Faith is so important in the kingdom, the Grandees have had 2 long-lasting dynasties, but also, wasn't the original monarch a Grandee? Partly a Grandee, yes. A tax haven. Shh. Shush. Your Majesty, the acclaimed playwright Reginald Sullivan has written another smash hit. All the theaters in the capital are showing it nightly. What's the problem? The problem is that the new play features a character obviously based on you. An admiring homage? How delightful. You misunderstand me, Your Highness. The character is played by a professional clown named Biffo. At one point, a bucket of custard is appended over her head as she sits on the throne. Your Highness, peasants and nobles alike are watching this play. The theaters are packed. You must put a stop to it. You simply cannot be known as Queen Biffo. No, we're gonna arrest this person. Laughing Biffo. Yeah, I don't get how that's funny, but to be fair, I don't see how anything is funny. Oh my god, Swede, you're right! Stop it, y'all. Stop it. Upward thinking, thank you for joining. Hi. Yeah, Swede, you're so right. This is the new theater that was built in the coast. This is what's going on in there. You should go to the play and congratulate them on. We already established that Xacintha V has some troubles understanding humor. You know, she dueled a bunch of people to the death because they joked about something with her that she didn't understand. So we're gonna put out a warrant for Sullivan's arrest. 2 days later, Reginald Sullivan is brought before you in chains. He's shivering in his little pointy boots. Not quite the same, no. We caught up to him as he was boarding a ship to the Republic of Kurth, Your Highness. Please have mercy! It was but a prank, brother, yeah. She did? Yes, she did. Yeah, exactly, sweet, yeah. Yeah, she dueled to the death of her less, yeah. I don't think she would have the presence of mind and political long-sightedness, I don't know if that's a word, to order him to change the role into a heroic one and use it for propaganda. Is long-sightedness a good word for what I'm trying to say here? Foresight? No? Lungimiranza is what I'm thinking of. Lungimiranza. Let me see what that is in English. Farsightedness, yeah. Look at that. So not long-sightedness. Foresight, yeah. Farsightedness, yeah. Would it be a kill or would it be dungeons? I think this could not be... I think it would be dungeons, to be honest. Chop sounds too like too much. In the arena, oh. Foresight, farsighted, future sight. Awesome, thank you. So farsightedness would be good. Okay, thank you. Don't try to push me to kill him. Also, he's kind of cute. So... I know that she dueled to the death of her less, but it was with nobles. This is not a nobleman. Exactly. This is not a noble, so he doesn't deserve a duel. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Howitzer, hey, how you doing? You only use in English to refer to vision uses of only being able to see things that are very far away. Oh, okay, thank you. I didn't know. Thank you so much, Vitamin Chi. I appreciate that. It's a foresight. Thank you. I learned something new today. The satisfying feeling as you watch his head roll on the floor. I don't think she cares. Yeah, I don't think she cares. I think she would just throw me in the dungeons. No, please, I'm allergic to rats. Your loyal quote-unquote watch drag him away as he whimpers and begs. When word gets out that the Reginald Sullivan has been imprisoned, there are riots in the streets. Even the nobles are upset. Sullivan's plays were a favorite among upper and lower classes alike. Oh, she fucked up big. She fucked up big. But at least you dealt with a threat to your authority. We actually got the body. Grand Improbable Kate has her servants bring in a stretcher to the council hall. Yeah, she's making it worse, right? Shania and her adventurers returned from the wreck of the Petronella, Your Holiness. Is this them? They reached the hold of the shipwreck and found this. And it's been brought to the border, yes. Oh. The other nobles recoil in horror. It's a corpse that almost looks human, encrusted all over with ice crystals embedded into its flesh. Despite the heat of the lamps, the crystals remain solid and glittering. We think this was once a wizard, perchance the source of the wreck's teleportation, and associated memory problems. We must handle this carefully, Your Holiness. We don't know what to do with the remains. Can a wizard's body be destroyed at all? Oh shit. Well, these don't really... Huh. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, Swede. I want to study the body. Returning to the ocean. I don't know. I don't know. Return the body to the ocean where it belongs. I think stone wreck for display in museum are the closest mapping to use it. Yeah, I'm thinking stowing back, right? I agree with Morgan there. Yeah, I agree. C or D, but D counts kind of like studying it. Yeah. I think definitely not returning it. And yeah, she would be pushing for C or D. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Yeah, she doesn't want to give it back. She would be telling everyone you stowed it but secretly studying it. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point, Amy. Like, I'm not gonna be surprised if the nobles vote for B. Especially given how things have turned, right? Like, because people were very supportive. Like, people could have been supportive of this idea at the start of the reign, you know, with the idea of weaponizing it. But now, people are against her, so... Honestly, I think you just have to let the game kill you sometimes instead of trying to play multi-dimensional chess to get out of everything unscathed. Yeah, I'm not trying to, like, I don't know if it looks like I'm trying to get out of unscathed, but I'm not trying at all. You misunderstand me if that's the impression you get. I'm of the idea of always killing your darlings. You know? Always, always, always. So... Yeah, in general, right? Yeah. Alright. So, it looks like y'all want to burn the body. 13 to 8. I'm gonna count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a 0. Yeah, Petronia was slow to act. Oh shit. Dry as the ship is, the wreck makes an excellent fire. But when the torches are set, a tornado spirals up into the sky, sucking up a whole herd of cows and destroying the surrounding farmland. The Grandies are furious. No one signed up for magical tornadoes on their lands. The wreck may be gone, but the anger and fear remains. Fire-nado. Alright, let's go. Somewhere in a dark cellar, a nervous baron is showing his guests the stupendous cache of explosive gunpowder. Behold! Great God! Why, my life, black gold dust. And what are those? Cannons, my good friend, cannons and muskets too, courtesy of the Republic of Kurth. They were very happy with our business. It's a tornado of ice and fire. Now to decide what to do with all of it. Once we show our hand, there is no going back. Barons, it is after you for probably the last vote of the night. What do you want to do? Do you want to sneak the gunpowder under the palace and blow him all sky high, trying to raise stability? Or do you want to put all those cannons and muskets to good use and raise your own military? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Patricians also get to vote? Ah. See? What might be, I said. Alright, it's currently a tie. I'm gonna count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. T-Al is voting for an actual frontal attack. Good stuff. Took steps to freeze my characters and police, but that means they don't get to between a certain amount of characters. Oh yeah. With these explosive weapons, we'll be unstoppable on the battlefield, but we need to make sure we have the troops to use them. Then we'll step up our recruitment so we're ready when the time comes. I'll get to it. For the final stage of their scheme, the barons must keep their military at 10 for 1 full season. It went to shit, Marley. It went really bad. Sitting on the bench outside a sun-bleached villa, 2 patricians of the coast made to plot their latest scheme, along with some other faces that the queen might recognize. Greetings, Lady Patrician. I'd like to introduce you to some friends of mine. Good afternoon. Oh, I want to see. I really want to see who is betraying the crown here. Good afternoon, noble patricians. A pleasure as always. Treasured Keisha. The Marshal, of course, who doesn't want war. Hello, is this a place? Smells like fish. Wow, I take it you found my colleague's arguments most persuasive then? Indeed, late patrician Alex Arenal made some excellent points about the Queen's incompetence. Oh, we were close to that. The most persuasive part was this giant bag of gold. Unfortunately, the Spymaster and the Chancellor still remain beyond our grasp. But with these two in our pocket, we can do great things. We just need to decide our approach. Patricians, to you the very last vote of the night, and of the dynasty. Bankrupt the kingdom and buy the throne outright, trying to lower the treasury, or bring down the queens in a bribery scandal and raise others' defiance. I think that seeing that the advisors are betraying people and the barons are all lined up to kill the queen with guns, I think our ending situation will be a bit more complicated than the grandee wins. Yeah, right, like the advisors are betraying, the barons are ready to march on the capital, and the patricians are ready to revolt. So, yeah. Yeah, this was impressive. Looks like it's gonna be bribery scandal. Alright. Makes sense. Makes sense. Let's go. Count it down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Impressive. I think I can see two scenarios here. Either the grandees take the throne and everybody's happy that, you know, and they just hold on and wait to see what happens after the change of management, or people use the opportunity to lay their claim, right? I agree, Dragon Pete. I agree. I think the exact moment was the beginning. I'm now imagining that once things were stable once more in the new monarch, and Spymaster Izmi invites Ducation and Mercia for a meeting about loyalty and lead spending force, where they see Elena sitting in the meeting room and go pale. Please do that, yeah. Ha ha ha, so after all, these are plans to make the queen look like a corrupt one? Yes, after all, isn't her court absolutely rotten with bribes and scandals? Worse than it's been in centuries. Of course it is, and we're to blame. The general public doesn't need to know that part. We just need to ensure the other nobles hate the queen enough to support our version of events. For the final stage of their scheme, the patricians must raise the other region's defiance to a combined total of at least 11, or ensure another region starts a rebellion. Yeah, exactly, Amy, yeah. We're gonna gamble here. And something's wrong. Something's wrong. Yeah, I agree, Dragon Pit. Oh, let me read what you're saying there. And hyper-focusing on it, there is no personal glory or deeds involved in that, only mindless ambition and Xacintha's obsession with that goal. To be quite honest, that was all about personal glory for her. And collective glory, too. I'm gonna read you her traits after this. The largest auction yet? What auction? Let's go. I mean, it's not really in the Baron's interest to rebel. No, it's not that Ashmead is bad. I'm gonna explain that after the at the end. Oh no, rebellions only happen at the start of the next turn, so it's over. Yeah, wait, isn't this the Grandees? What? This is the Grandees, right? It starts the day as a day like any other. You wake up next to your husband and head down to breakfast together. I'm heading out for an early morning duck hunt. Have a good day, my dear. Once your husband has departed, you head to the throne room to begin another long day of fulfilling your royal duties. Oh, I see. As you walk through the corridors of the palace, something feels wrong. The palace watch, who usually stands rigidly at attention as you walk past, instead falling a step behind you. Return to your posts. The watch ignore you. Suddenly you feel less like you're being followed, and more like you're being escorted. When you reach the throne room, you're greeted by a gobsmack inside. Randy Skeletor Recondition is sitting nonchalantly on your throne, his feet up. Skeletor Recondition is the fucking villain of the dynasty. It's confirmed. Salutations, Your Highness. If this throne isn't as comfy as it looks, is it? You should invest in some cushions. Hello, Your Maj. I will have your guts strewn across the rafters like bunting. Officers, the Queen is getting out of hand. Show her what happens when she forgets her manners. Someone could point out who's been handling the auction accounting books and looking for a new treasurer. You can scarcely believe it. One of the palace watch draws her sword and places the blade against your neck. There they go, Your Majesty. Don't do anything thou shalt regret. That's when you notice it. A strong southern accent echoing from under the full-face helmet. These aren't your own guards at all. These are your own soldiers, aren't they? Yes, got it in one. The old watch were disgruntled about the low pay. Last night, they all simultaneously decided to begin new careers and handed over their uniforms to my friends here. Don't worry, my people will take very good care of you, as long as you don't speak a word about this to anyone. A single step out of line, though, and accidents happen, you know? What about my bodyguards? They're southern too, remember? Verily, we're all one big happy family in this palace, aren't we? He's so fucking creepy! He's so fucking creepy! He's such a piece of shit! Oh my god! We are. Holy shit. In the corner, you notice your battle nuns standing with their arms folded. They're very relaxed. What happens now? Simple. Exactly what the South wants to happen. You answer to me from now on. Got it? Or else your friendly new watch will see that you take a tragic tumble out of a 5th floor window. First of all, I want you to fire your inner circle of advisors. The Spymaster, the Chancellor, the Marshal. I want them all gone and replaced by Grandies. Wow. Yeah. I think we know how this ends, yeah. I think she's gonna refuse. Does she stand like a Limiko or sit? I think she might refuse. Out of pure pride, you know? Like, it's... the idea is... oh, you want to take this? You want to... you know, you won't take the throne without having to bloody your hands. If you want to do this, fucking do this. Get your hands dirty. Otherwise, you're not worth it. Show everybody what you're made of. It's a shame. Officers? 2 officers grab you under your arms and drag you to the window, preparing to throw you out into oblivion. I think she just whispers this, see you in the 7 hells. You're flung through the window with a crash. For a moment, you hang in midair, surrounded by sparkling glass, suspended. Then you look down and remember that the ground is over 100 feet below. As you plummet, the second to last thing you go through your mind is, damn, I wish I had a moat. The last thing to go through your mind is the street. GG! And congrats to the Grandies for this final win of the Dynasty. Good game, everybody. Good game and good Dynasty. Unsurprisingly, Queen Xacintha V did not survive her impact with the cobblestones, but the street was renamed in her honor, Pancake Lane. In haste to complete this scheme, the barons mishandled their gunpowder. It blew up in their faces, literally. All that was found of Baron Worthy was a pair of boots with feet inside. I think this wasn't thrown out with the window by the duel. Yeah, we can go with that. The patricians succeeded in turning the palace into a hotbed of bribery and corruption, but what's new about that? They failed to gain the throne and lost money in the process. A bad investment. It would have happened next turn, Howitzer. After killing the queen, the Grandies also made sure to butcher all her supporters. Holy shit! Queens into Queen Sophia's reign, servants were still trying to get the stains out of the palace carpets. The common folk whispered that a reign born in blood would also end in it. What scheme was this? Holy shit! This is brutal! Intimidation. Wow, that was brutal! Yeah, I think it's gonna be a mess. You know, I can definitely see all sorts of all her supporters, who were the people who have stains at the end. Swede, Marley, I think y'all are gone. And I think that, you know, I think that there's going to be all sorts of people who, in the name of honor, are going to contest this new queen and are going to wage war to the current state of affairs. No one would never kill fellow Grandies like that. Butcher all her supporters. Okay. Fellow Grandies are safe? Okay, if you say so. If you say so. Queen Xacintha V, the farmer. That's probably like a very insulting thing that is used. In the sense that, like her family. The record will go to show is turning against Xacintha V pretty hard. Oh, okay, I just remembered a few abstain votes. Both barons and patricians had voted to rebel near the end, and with the queen thrown out the window, called it defenestration. So now that the monarch is dead and all regions have max armies full of veterans, I can see a massive civil war occurring. The succession wars might have returned. I don't know if I would go that far. Maybe that could happen in a couple, you know, in a few years, in a decade or so. Yeah, she wanted swords, but they were forcibly turned to plowshares. That's why. That's why I'm thinking the farmer, exactly. Thank you for putting it to words perfectly. And now I'm immediately imagining the lurks copying that and pasting it into their notes. Yeah, Vaspir, congrats. Interesting that it's turning back pretty strongly to just regional bias. Like, yeah, we did this for the Grandies to support the Grandie, and explicitly those choose to not kill them in our killing spree. Yeah, right? Like, that's also one reason why I would have been interested to see, like, even Grandie supporters of the Queen being butchered. Because that would cross party lines. She was defeated in a duel by Skeletal, and a final blow was slashed across the chest, then kicked out the window by Skeletal. That's much better. That's so much better, yes. Yes, that's so much better. Yeah, no, I agree. Stop watching me. But yeah, I think that... wait, let's take a look at the other things here. We have sparse corruption, of course the rich and still the poorest among the poorest. Thank you, BB Fire. Take care. Hope you had a good time. And this is Queen Sophia the Smug. She's so smug. So grandy and so smug. Oh, you're right. Yeah, Queen Sophia. It's incredibly bloody to due to 2/3 of the regions rebelling, and it may take some time before the kingdom knows peace again. Yeah. So many schemes erupting almost at once, and also the treasury and authority issues. Brewing but not yet declared rebellion. Her true supporters may have been minimal. That's true, yeah. Yeah, I think it's just like you can count the important supporters on the fingers of two hands, right? Glad you had a good time, Neat. See you later. Yeah, House Blueberry butchered after the end. At least a few of them, right? If the grind is want. But yeah, I think that the fact that we had at least one rebellion going, that we had the patricians about to rebel, that we had the barons filled with gunpowder and cannons and muskets ready to wage war. You know, if the Grandees had accepted to... I think that if the Grandees had taken the throne in a more peaceful way, the other regions might have been happy to leave them take it. Because in the end, they had taken away... they'd taken out Queen Xacintha V, who was regarded as a threat for the stability of the kingdom. You know, like this kingdom wanted to keep these high stats, this stability, this richness. But the fact that they did it in the brutal way that we just saw, butchering supporters, I don't know. That makes me think that people are gonna contest it. So I think there might be, at least, like, I can imagine, like, given the the way that this dynasty has gone, and the way that these, like, it feels to me like the regions really don't want to mess up the kingdom. I can see a short and bloody civil war, but I don't think that we get, you know, a long, drawn-out war. I think that's what I just said, I think, Swede. I think would come to who Sophia felt could be trusted, not who Skeletal felt trusted. Yeah, again, yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, Skeletal felt more like the attack dog, I agree. When the Grandees need something done, release the Skeletal, yep. Surprise duel! Ha! I just wanted to shoot cannons to Ashmead, gravestone of power and war. I hope that answered your question, Swede. If not, let me know. Elaine is disgusted by these, huh? Wow. You don't throw the queen out of a window so high up that the street below is named Pancake Avenue and not have a civil war occur. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely, I think. I agree, Ward. I think if we had a civil war, we have to figure out who wins, and having been there for the Berkeley Landing, I'm not a fan of when it comes down to power scaling. Honestly, I don't think we do. I don't think we do. Like, I like to think that what we concern ourselves with is the span of the dynasty, and whatever happens after. You know, I think we can leave it at that. But if y'all feel the need to detail it, then we're gonna detail it. Sort of a case of someone comes out on top and everyone falls into line fairly quickly, and with most of the hard feelings sorted out instead of turning into prolonged blood feuds. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anyone has a clear advantage. Like more detail. Shut up, Baspier. Oh, no. It's not about stats, upward thinking. It's about how the regions have been acting in this dynasty. Like, what the ideology in this kingdom has been. I don't think they would want to have a drawn-out war that really disrupts the kingdom's economy and stability. I think that nobody wants that. I think that they would fight a little bit and then either get to a quick resolution, or maybe end it in a duel, right? Maybe they would just pick a champion and duel. And whoever wins that, wins the war. I think that would be very thematic. Nothing ever happens. Hey, feel free to do it now, Marley. Yeah, maybe the duel, exactly. There's also a lot of inter-regional alliances that are arguably stronger than some of the regional agreements, yeah. Becomes the most civil and polite civil war, with all family politely declaring blood feuds and duels around. Two factions voted to rebel just to make sure the Grandies didn't win. I don't think I would interpret it that way. I think that yeah, I don't know. Like, the Grandies would have won anyway, so. I would say, at least, like, for sure, a civil war would start. Again, my stance is that it wouldn't be a long civil war. It would be very, very bloody, but rather brief. And when it became clear that this would damage the kingdom too much, I think that the nobles would be responsible enough to fall back onto Bladesong traditions and probably try to decide the end of this via a duel sanctioned by the Ninth God. Like, I know that there are a lot of nobles who want stability. Short and bloody for sure. Like, their military, everybody's military would be battered. You know, it would take some hits. But yeah. A duel for the throne with the claims in a giant battle royale duel. Something like that, right? Yeah. A 3-month war. It can be longer than that. Like, I'm not saying that short. You know, it could last a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how long a civil war has to be considered long. But I think it would be short and bloody. And probably would end up with a duel or a competition, you know? Because, like, if you think about it, the barons had their army ready. So I think that at the news of how the queen was dethroned, the barons would probably march on the capital. And then the patricians, for maybe for fear of being left out, would probably join in, you know? So I think it would be a sort of 3-way fight that would draw to a standstill. Like, it would lead to some bloody battles, and then draw to a standstill real quick, and then be decided in a different way. I think that's my standpoint. About 1 year, yeah. Then it would probably like 9 months to a year. Plenty of mercenaries would be hired on, yeah, but we're not going for what would be logic, right? We're not playing Europa Universalis 4 here, where we have perfect information. We're trying to make a good story. Just a little different than let's make a historical reconstruction of what would happen in a situation similar to this. No, we're not doing that. I could see an agreement. Sophia's queen, but the advisors are all barons and patricians. I don't know. I don't know if that could pass, you know? I played it wrong for months. I like to think that there are some nobles who were against the war in the first place, or the opposite, and want their forces all ready for war. And they just want to settle it with a duel to preserve troops. Definitely, definitely, definitely. I agree, Morgrim, yeah. Oswin and Ismay may probably be safe there. Yeah. See you, Ephra. Alright, I think that's what this is going to be a nightmare to write an epilogue for. Good luck. I have, you know, my feeling is that probably there wouldn't be... I don't think that Queen Sophia would be on the throne. Because, like, if it gets to war, if it gets to duels, if it gets to the point where people complain about Queen Sophia, I don't think that she would be accepted. I think that either way, she has to be replaced at the end of the Civil War. Everything feels to change, so I just feel like I can't write anything. I would say, talk with other people. Right? Like, come up with something collectively. Yeah, no, I agree, Amy, right? Like, this is the Bladesong Dynasty. This is the dynasty about dueling, songs and fame, and I want some of those to come into play in the finale instead of just trying to argue about who would win a war. I agree. Like, the thing that I find really interesting... Oh yeah, I wanted to read this. So, like, Xacintha V was absolutely obsessed, not with Ashmead, but with building a legacy. Alright? She was absolutely obsessed with honor. Her own perception of honor and fame. She wanted to take unnecessary risk just to prove her worth. All she wanted to do was to outdo her mother and her grandmother and carve her place into history. Alright? So she wanted to leave her mark on history, lead a kingdom that will be remembered forever. Seek glory in all things, but defeat Ashmead and eternity will be yours. Right? So she wanted to make herself and the kingdom be forever remembered. Yeah, right? Outdoing Xacintha the Reclaimer, that's a tough one. But that was her starting point. That's where she came from, right? She wanted to outdo her mother, and the only way she saw to do that was to conquer actual territory from Ashmead. And everything she did was to try... She does sound a bit like Kalimako, right? Obsessed with honor, wanting to do outdo her parent, skilled fighter, stands her ground. Right? That should sound familiar. Yeah. Yeah. And she so ennobles her as her weapon, as her crutch, but also as her ballast. Right? She wanted to leave them... Like, her idea was leave them to their squabbling and to their sparring, but then wield them as you need to when you must use them for war, right? So that was her whole idea. She was completely obsessed with building a legacy for her own and for the kingdom as a whole. She incarnated the entire ideal of building glory for yourself, undying glory, personal glory, and extended it to the whole kingdom, and pursued it with every fiber of her being. Right? So in a way, she incarnated the Bladesong ideals. Look what that got her, right? Look what happens when one person gets enough power that she can actually elevate the ideal of personal glory to the whole kingdom and impose it from above. People don't like that. And why don't they like it? Because people have different ideas of honor and glory. I think that's what this ending tells us. Yeah, Amy, yeah. Yeah, we just finished Radiant Mayhem. Alright, I hope that makes sense. But that's how I see it. Maybe having our ideals be the singular focus of your reign isn't actually that good of an idea, right? Because they're subject to interpretation. Yeah, people have different ideas of what honor and glory mean, and when you try to unite them under your ideal of honor and glory, they don't like that. CMAM, thank you for stopping by, though. I hope you're doing well. I think that's how I would interpret all this, right? Because I think that the kingdom had the capability to go to war again and to win. Like, I could imagine, in my mind, I could absolutely imagine a kingdom that was going to war and winning against Ashmead in this circumstance would have meant gaining some territory from the Empire, and the kingdom would have become an ascendant power in the region, for sure, right? That would have been the start of the end for the Empire, probably. Not necessarily at the ends of the kingdom, because, you know, it's still too big, too large for it to be swallowed by the kingdom, but it would have been the first sign that the Empire was starting to collapse, and maybe in the future, the kingdom would become the major power of the area. But that didn't happen, and why did it not happen? Because people did not unite behind that ideal. The epilogue stream is gonna be in 2 weeks, so you're gonna have plenty of time to discuss this. I want to get into the minds of some grandies. Was it all because of the rumors of eating weird pork? Was it trying to avoid a second war? Did some of them just want to win? Ask them. Ask them. Go over the Discord and ask them. For a year, Honor clashed way too hard with the Bladesong Dynasty. Xacintha was seen as an eccentric because Honor for him involved helping the hated conflict. And Lenia's self-reliant version, a view of Honor, didn't sell well with the thought of trying to fight a fruitless war. Yep. We also have a sharp Twitch only RPer and Discord RPer going on in this debate right now. Wait, what? Ah, no, let's not make distinctions. It's all right. I don't like the distinction. I get that it kind of makes sense, but yeah, I wouldn't interpret things based on that. Baron War exploded, yeah. Yeah, definitely detonating there. But yeah, like if you want to, like, let me wrap this up. To you know, put the threads together here. I would say that narratively, what happens is, as I mentioned earlier, a short and bloody civil war that then gets a different kind of resolution. And I think I'm gonna leave it up to you to decide what that could be. You know, I can definitely, like, I'm convinced it would be short. I'm convinced it would be bloody but short. And I can definitely see the three regions deciding, okay, let's do this the old way. Let's get 3 champions and let's decide what happens. Let's see who wins is gonna be the sanctioned ruler, and then we're gonna follow closely with what you do, and we're gonna continue. But at least it's gonna be a more honorable thing, right? And that's probably gonna get a peace that lasts for as long as that shared view of honorable is maintained, which might be very little. Yeah. And as far as thematically, again, I think that that's what happened with Xacintha V, right? That she tried to force on others her own concept of glory and honor. And that's impossible to do. Because everybody, as we have seen time and time again, during the course of the dynasty, the big destabilizing factor here was that honor could be declined differently by different people. And yeah, that pushed people to revolt, to go against the queen. Good stuff. Good stuff. I think that's enough to leave you with some open discussion. You're gonna have plenty of time to do this. I'm gonna give you more info after we wrap this up. And but yeah, I think this is going to be it for the final episode of the Bladesong Dynasty. Thank you so much for playing this dynasty with me, everybody. This was, you know, there were some moments where it was incredibly emotional, and it was a joy to watch you all write cascades of lore and stab each other to death on Discord. I'm so happy, and I genuinely cannot wait to see what the new dynasties, the future dynasties bring to the community. This has become such a joy to do. Oh, hell yeah, Amy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody, for playing. I hope you had a good time. And I will see you in a couple of weeks for the wrap-up, the Bladesong Dynasty. See you. Thank you for playing.